Hey everyone, welcome to another casual unedited garden stroll. My name's Erin, the Impatient Gardener. I live in garden in zone 6A, southeastern Wisconsin. It doesn't act much like a 6A, but it is. Every weekend I try to do one of these, just walk around the garden and talk about what's been going on, just to keep everybody up to date and share some thoughts on things. I am actually filming this one on Saturday, which is why I look like I've been gardening all day, because I have been. It is Mother's Day when you are watching this, so happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to your mom, and if Mother's Day is a challenging day for you, then go do something nice for yourself. I'm filming this tonight because I want to get this up because I'm having the whole gang over tomorrow for Mother's Day. I'm the only non-mother in our family, so it doesn't seem fair that any of the other mothers should have to cook, and men aren't so great at just taking the reins and just making it happen. So everyone ends up at our house. Let's start this stroll with the plant pile, and then I'll walk you around because the garden has sort of, I feel like it's exploded in the last week. It feels like it's finally starting to look like something. We are just, the first leaves are coming on some of the trees this week, just now. It's crazy. All right, let me turn you around. Back here, you can barely see it, is my Above and Beyond rose, which is actually looking really pretty good, considering that I don't grow roses well. So that's the Above and Beyond rose. Okay, backing up. We're not going to talk about those because we've talked about these a bunch. Okay, I did get a perennial. I bought like a perennial order. I have wholesale accounts at some of the local perennial purveyors, so every once in a while I pick up a load. I'm probably not going to go through every plant, but I'll go through some. This is Echinacea Virgin, which is a white echinacea. It's supposed to be very good. It was quite pricey. It was like $14 wholesale, which means it's going to be like $28 at your garden center. So we'll see. We've got some phlox there. You can see I've been planting already a little bit. This is Dianthus how do we pronounce this? Carthusianorum. Stachys humolo. I mean, really, I can just always use that. A lot of Darwin, stop drinking my gin. Calamintha Montrose White. It's got nipped by frost, so it looks a little rough there. I've got some zigzag goldenrod, more phlox, some geraniums, some ferns, some ceslaria. There's Bowman's root right there. There's some thalictrum black stockings and some bottle gentian. That is bejeweled pink pearls. Now, I kind of wish I hadn't bought that from the wholesaler because it's available at my grocery store, my hardware store for like $4 more than what I paid, and it's big and beautiful, but whatever, it's fine. So that's the plant pile out here, and a lot more things are coming this week. So it's really like I got to get going on planting some stuff. The good news is we're getting a lot of leaves coming on stuff. This is Weigela Midnight Sun. And there's my rhubarb with, unfortunately, some Lily of the Valley popping up there. Let's see. Got some clematis action. These guys are starting to grow. The chive hedge is looking good. I cannot get over how good these tiny tough stuffs look. These I planted last year, and boy, they came out of winter like absolute champs. They look so good. I'm just really impressed by how good these plants look. This part of the garden is looking, this is like the best part of the spring garden. It's a little, sun's a little rough here, but all of the little woodland lovelies are coming up. We've got Solomon seal in there, shredded umbrella plants, uvularia, more ubilaria, more Solomon seal. Over here, Darwin. Over here, look, trilliums. God, I love a trillium. Isn't a trillium just the best? Beautiful trilliums. Unfortunately, beyond that, in that patch is a bunch of creeping bellflower. Holy smokes, the creeping bellflowers off the hook this year. I do not know what that's about. This is all hostas coming up in here, of a variety of them. This is blue mouse ears, which I think is like, I've been using Darwin. I've been using it as like a ground cover, and it's very cool. Anyway, things are just popping up, and it just looks fresh and green and nice. The Asian pear is flowering. Look at that. That is terrible news, because none of the other pears are even close to flowering, and the other pears are supposed to be the pollinator for the Asian pear. Ugh. This is the only Crown Imperial Fertility I have left, because the others were destroyed in the great electrical disaster. Here, let's see if I can, well, you can kind of see the gin and tonic. You can kind of see the nectaries in there. See those little white dots? Aren't those cool? Let me get you a little, there. Aren't those wild? Such cool plants. I'll just plant more. The other bulbs that I had were destroyed, so we'll just plant more. Flowerful hydrangeas. Oh, focus. Switch lenses. Switch lenses. There we go. The flowerful hydrangeas are just looking so robust. I'm so happy with how they're looking. So these were planted September of 2024. So we are a year and a half in on them, and they look so robust and so good. I'm very excited about that. Lots of alliums are popping up with bulbs on them. That's great. I love to see that. Clearly I love an allium because they are everywhere. That's the Northwind Japanese maple right there. That's looking pretty good. I am getting increasingly concerned about the origami. I mean, it's starting to leaf out, and there are broad expanses that are not leafing out, which makes me very unhappy, because that was my favorite of everything we got last year from Isley. But we'll see. It'll spring back, I assume. This is where the disaster happened, so we're not even going to talk about that. Oh yeah, still machinery running all over the place. I got a sprinkler going. We went from a ton of rain to dry, and so I'm just trying to give everything a little bit of water. We do not run drip in this garden, except in very few little spots. Over here in this garden, the ambassador alliums are looking. This is why I love ambassador alliums, because look at the foliage. It looks like a bromeliad to me. It looks so good. And actually, I got a little close with some of them, and I sort of wish I had spaced them out more, because I think they have more presence when you space them out. Probably, I mean, at this point, my favorite allium is ambassador. Bulb allium, that is. Okay, this is interesting. Today, I was looking over here, right, in this area. Last year, that whole bank was irises, Siberian irises. And you can see all the dead foliage there. I pulled some out. There's a mound over there. But you can see all the dead foliage from it. Very few of them came back. What in the world would cause that to happen? I cannot, for the life of me, imagine. This is a white lilac that I planted. God, it's a bloom and easy plant. Maybe 3 or 4 years ago. It's going to have nice flowers on it. It's looking good. Again, more ambassador alliums with this just incredible, strappy, beautiful foliage. I mean, they're expensive. They're like probably $10 a bulb and worth every damn penny as far as I'm concerned. This garden, which I redid last year in like maybe September or October, came back really nicely, which is good. More so than others. Let's see. Take a little stroll here. We're gonna have to walk through the sprinkler. We're trying to avert our eyes from all the damage over here. the neighbor is, I think he's trying to like cut sod or something. It's not going well. Oh, so last weekend we had a real situation. Here, hang on. I'll show you over here first. Look at this amazing little primula. Look at that little shining star right there. Isn't she just gorgeous? Oh, so pretty. And all the yellows you see through here is the Heckelacloa all gold coming up. Lots of, obviously you see a lot of Virginia bluebells. They never get in the way of anything. So we just let them do their thing. And when they're done, I just rip them off and then they're done. Yeah, so, oh, there is a stubs. I was going to say there should be a Niobe clematis here, and there it is. I need to get some fertilizer on that because it did not get the fertilizer treatment. All right, so last week, speaking of fertilizer, I was running around fertilizing things, and something moved. Beautiful little hosta, and that's Hylomecan japonica there, and there. I guess should divide that. Little stinking hellebore right here. So it was a snake, and I'm not going to talk a lot about it or describe it, because if you are like me and you are petrified of snakes, you will just turn off this video. I do have video of it, and we will not be showing that. It was the biggest garter snake I have ever. It's just a garter snake, but if you are afraid of snakes like I am, just a garter snake doesn't mean anything. We're still petrified of them. It was, you guys, it was really big. Even people I showed the video to are like, oh wow, that's enormous. So that was scary. And then Mr. Much More Patient was trying to catch it so he could relocate it. And it sort of slithered its way somewhere else. And then I went over to that garden over there, and sure enough, there it is again. And wouldn't you know, he was kind of trying to like round it up into a box with a bamboo stake, and it like kind of wrapped itself around the bamboo stake, and he just walked it down the road and took it to the other side of the road. And since snakes famously cannot cross roads, we're safe from that snake. But that guy, I watched him, he climbed up my new Serbian spruce. I watched a snake basically climb up a tree. So the nightmares continue. Okay. May apples. Native May apples there. This garden has obviously not been cleaned out yet, but we're getting to it. Actually, Carol has been an absolute champ this year, just like she's been doing the vast majority of cleanup. Check out the butterbur down there. Look how huge it's starting to get already. And actually, let's just walk over there, because I think I can see. Oh, this Japanese maple, Orium, right, is leafing out nicely, which I was a little worried about. It got a little stressed last year. Look, it's up here. This needs to be dug out, and that needs to be dug out. And I know Brad from Garden Evolution said I should send him some. It's probably too big to send him some now. Although it's so robust, it'd probably be fine. But it is starting to encroach. Holy cow, it's really starting to encroach. Holy smokes. Be careful, guys. Careful what you wish for. I've had a few requests to see the bulb mound. You guys, the deer have just been munching on it. It's just been heartbreaking, but there are some beautiful things here. We've got snake's head fritillary here, more of those over here, and some muscari coming up. I mean, basically you see foliage, unfortunately, because the deer have just done a darn number on it. Oh, here's one of our little tulips that's in here. Lots of anemone blanda in here, and muscari, Grecian windflowers, I guess we call those. Anyway, it's a little bit disappointing. It's still good. I still love it. It's just disappointing because I still have not reached that peak that was so good that first year. But the fact that there's foliage is good. I do think the deer have just been eating off all the flowers. So that gives me hope. for it. I've been sort of walking through here because that Japanese maple that's sitting on the deck is gonna go in this area somewhere. And what I want to do is create a little walking path through here. Oh, this is all, I got the wrong camera on now. So I want it to kind of sit on this hill right here. This is sort of a hillside. I forget which grass this is that I have growing in, or carrots I have growing in here, but it's good. It's filling in nicely. I kind of want it, I think, in this bare spot right there, because it kind of, it's sort of like it's weeping. So I want it to kind of weep down the hill a little bit. I don't know. I think there's something to that. Might have to move a few things, but I want a little path that cuts through here, because with these, I've decided that I want just little walking paths on these really deep beds, because otherwise you can't like really get in there and enjoy them. Clearly we've done nothing with the hanging baskets. It's too early for, it's too early for summer containers, but I did do a spring container today. Let me show you that before we go. Climbing hydrangea here, looking great. Just doing its thing like it always does. Okay, so today I planted up the urn in the center of the garden. I had gotten a whole bunch of like viola or pansy plugs from Farmer Bailey, and they have just been so disappointing. They have not like bulked up much. And I was like, okay, well, what am I going to do with these? Because it's do something now or just chuck them. So I put them in here, and I put in a few of this, what is this, strawberry canary or something, foxglove in there. I just loaded this whole thing up with, gosh, the focus is fabulous today, huh? I just loaded it up with a ton of pansies, or violas, whatever these are. I think it's a mix, actually. And because this will be one of the later containers that I plant, so I'm like, well, we'll just enjoy what's there. I left all the orb on there and the all the willow that was there from winter. Maybe it'll turn into something, but otherwise those pansies were not going to go to use. I was really upset. Not a lot happening there. I think I've been showing you the Rise Up Lilac Days rose, which is obviously not looking great on the top, but look, I've got all kinds of nice new growth off the bottom, and there are sweet peas around it here too. But I'm very encouraged by all of that growth that I see at the bottom. So hopefully we'll be good to go with that one. Thanks for coming along with me on a dirty Saturday evening, Sunday morning for you. It's shower time, and then I cook dinner, and then I gotta clean my house, because if you are a gardener like me, your house is not very clean right now. I'm having people over. All right, you guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for coming along with me on this little casual garden stroll. I hope your gardens are wonderful and lovely, and that you are enjoying them and not panicking about how much work you have to do, because we don't do that, right? All right, have a great day in your garden, everybody. Bye-bye.